Elon Musk doesn't hold back while blasting off his political views on social media. When you're almost the jack of all trades and Twitter is just lying there in your back pocket, you have all the reasons to publicize your voting decisions. And it's no surprise that Elon isn't very fond of the Democrats. American politics now requires you to choose a tipping point, and Elon is voting Republican in 2024. Let's get this started. Coming up first, what exactly are Musk's political views? You'd imagine that a tech mogul who has gotten his hands into social media platforms, space exploration, neurotechnology, and whatnot would be careful about not upsetting his consumers. But in this universe, or maybe in all the alternative universes, Elon Musk doesn't care, and it's pretty evident that no matter who he supports, Tesla stock isn't coming down. In fact, whenever he seems to join the big leagues, such as Twitter, their stock seems to skyrocket, so not much difference in the money-making process. Political awareness around the world is changing rapidly, for both better and worse, and it seems like Elon likes to choose the dark side, even if it comes with a backlash from his moderate or liberal Twitter followers. Let's ask some important questions here, alright? Does he support trans rights? Not really. He has some major issues with preferred gender pronouns. He has openly mocked people for prioritizing preferred pronouns to ditch their assigned ones. Surprisingly, on the very same avenue, Elon has made a strong case to respect people's personal choices. Okay, now you'll expect him to spew some awful homophobic content online. Come on, he's a memer. He memes everything he hates or disagrees with. Making some unwarranted joke during Pride Month isn't off-brand for Elon Musk, but allow us to shock you. Corporate Equality Index scores more than 1,200 businesses on their LGBTQ+ friendly and inclusive practices. For 7 years now, Tesla has scored a perfect score of 100 on the LGBTQ+ index. Yep, now Musk has all the content to boast about his commitment to equality and non-discrimination. Whatever the goal here is, it's quite refreshing to see a tech company making some serious strides towards inclusion. Then, Elon had some serious issues with how COVID-19 was dealt with. It's too early to forget his anti-vaccination sentiments. Not to mention, when everyone was desperately trying to keep people in their homes for safety, Elon went against the government order to operate his Tesla warehouses. And oh, he might be making electrical vehicles for a more sustainable world, but the carbon emissions from SpaceX are off the charts. So he isn't exactly vibing with environmental protection either. When it comes to his political affiliations, he is typically very clear-cut. But now his loyalties have changed. Elon is now a Republican. Yet, in a very vague tweet, he has announced his support for Republican Ron DeSantis for the 2024 presidential elections. Now, let's talk about who Ron DeSantis is and why Musk is so fond of him. Ron DeSantis is the most obvious heir of the Republican Party after Donald Trump. There are no questions that the GOP isn't very clear on who their candidate for 2024 will be. By the looks of it, Ron DeSantis is the #1 Trump fan. Yet, at the same time, Ron can also be Trump's worst rival in getting that GOP presidential ticket. After Ron's governor candidacy for Florida, many red wavers in the US are huge fans of his political tendencies. He has played some A-grade games to impress the Republicans. Maybe that's why Ron is one of the most successful governors of Florida in US history. His approval rating is off the charts, and the GOP has pulled him into the main field after massive public support. So far, he has pleased the Republicans with pretty controversial laws that didn't fare well with the American moderates. And now, we're going to recap everything that didn't let you celebrate the 4th of July with any ounce of happiness. Ron is responsible for legislative decisions like the abortion ban, closed access washrooms for trans kids, the Don't Say Gay bill, and banning critical race theory. Just to jog your memory, he is also that Floridian governor who made masks and vaccine mandates their worst enemies. You know what happens next. Democrats are annoyed, Republicans are happy, and media professionals are angry. When he isn't too tuned with the moderates or the liberals, what's up with Elon and his undying support for the GOP? Many fans believe that when it comes to making political affiliations, Elon only prioritizes his business. And it makes sense. Policies like free and open trade, relaxed taxation, and unregulated environmental impact are a billion-dollar money-making machine for Elon. Such unique advantages only come with a GOP president. Ron might not be the new Trump, but his Trumpism is hard to miss. So what's up with Elon's ever-confusing political views? Before Elon turned into a full-fledged Republican, he had voted for Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden in 2016 and 2020. But things turned sour for him when the Democrats started to push for progressive taxation on billionaires and giving tax incentives to union-made electrical vehicles. Now, Tesla doesn't let its labor unionize, and who likes to lose money through taxation? Such Democratic initiatives became the last straw for Elon, who very publicly switched sides. Republicans appreciated this move with a celebration on Twitter. After all, elections need money, and other than some hilarious meme game, Elon happens to have a lot of money. Even before 2024, he has already started to wave a red flag, pun intended. In the special Texas congressional elections, Elon didn't even blink before announcing his support for the Republican candidate, Mayra Flores. So, when one of Tesla's superfans, who make up half of Elon's following, asked him about his 2024 inclinations, he said that candidate's yet to be decided, but he's leaning towards DeSantis. If it's on Elon's Twitter, then it's probably gonna happen. Now, let's jump right into the other news. First up, what has Ron DeSantis said about Elon's support? To be fair to DeSantis, he hasn't officially announced his 2024 campaign, but he's very excited that he has Elon on board. Getting support from Musk means a potential surge in the vote count and also that hefty donation check to run your election campaign. Not to mention, he is a Texas voter. Winning Texas is a remarkable trajectory for any presidential candidate. Pretty sure DeSantis will be working hard to bag those 38 electoral college votes. When a reporter asked DeSantis about getting Elon on his Republican train, he responded rather subtly. Nope, he definitely didn't sing any hymns to praise Elon Musk. In fact, he commented on his expense. DeSantis told the reporter that he's happy to have support from African American people. Confusing, right? Elon is definitely white and has no black racial background. DeSantis' comment was directed to the black conservatives who rejoiced after Elon acquired Twitter. And what's not to like? He isn't a fan of regulated free speech, and he has promised to unban Trump from Twitter ASAP. Next up, Musk's family drama isn't far from his political views. Elon's views on preferred pronouns and trans are finally biting him back. It's true that he lost some support after his comments that mocked pronoun preference, which had an anti-trans sentiment. But that's not just it. Elon's child, formerly called Xavier, filed an appeal in the Los Angeles court for officially changing her gender identity, name, and last name. Now going with the name Vivian Wilson and a non-man gender identity, Musk's child has officially cut him off. Yep, Vivian told the court that she has no intention of making amends with her dad, and she's no longer a Musk. There's no official comment from him, but your child cutting all ties with you gotta sting. It's quite obvious that Vivian isn't going to support any Republican candidate after their extremely anti-trans comments and laws. So, after Elon Musk proudly revealed his Republican status, it didn't help with fixing his relationship with his kids. On the other hand, Vivian's siblings, who are all Elon's biological children, celebrated her move. Even Vivian's mother and Elon's ex-wife, Justine Wilson, told her child that she's proud of her and supports her unconditionally. Oh boy, Christmas dinners are going to get super awkward because the entire family has seemingly shunned Elon. And nope, there's no case of him giving them their inheritance preemptively either. So, at the end of the day, there's no big bank account waiting for Vivian to attend college. Finally, let's talk about Tesla and its surprising initiative for abortion seekers in the US. There are some worst of times and the best of times in the US right now. After the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, abortion rights for women in America are practically non-existent. And if there's anyone who played a crucial role in this historical event, it's your Republican Party. Yep, the same party that Elon is probably voting for in 2024. After a huge backlash against Trump-appointed justices of the Supreme Court, pro-choice defenders are heavily changing their consumer choices. This basically means if a corporation is supporting the SCOTUS moving or defunding abortion access, consider them officially canceled. In the midst of anger and sadness, Tesla surprised everyone by announcing that they're going to pay for their female employees to get an abortion out of state. Say what? Not very Republican of Elon, right? Maybe he's keeping his personal beliefs out of his business. Who knows? That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Elon will be swinging a lot of voters with his open support to Republicans? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.